This video has been brought to you by A Winner Is You, the funniest video game quotes with snarky commentary. Buy the book now at the link below. Welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. I'm Ryan, and the game we're going to talk about today is Spyro Reignited Trilogy, and I got a special guest, Spyro himself. How you doing, man?
Hey, what up, man? Glad to be here.
Sweet, great to have you here, Spyro.
Glad to be here, dude. I took some popcorn from your cabinet, if you don't mind.
And for total transparency, I got a review key from the developers Toys for Bob through my MCN Screenwave Media, so I'd like to thank them for this opportunity and for introducing me to this awesome series. So Spyro Reignited Trilogy are remastered versions of the first three Spyro games for the PlayStation: Spyro the Dragon, Spyro Ripto's Rage, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. And I remember when these games came out in 1998, and they looked very interesting, but sadly this is a series I kinda missed out on. I'm sorry, Spyro. I totally missed out on this series back in the day over 20 years ago. I'm sorry, dude.
No worries, man. I'm always looking forward to seeing new people get into my franchise, if you know what I mean.
You know, Spyro, I guess you're right, because this is a great way for the newest generation to experience the Spyro game. So the first game, Spyro the Dragon, begins with a news reporter talking to all the dragons in the artisan world, and then they're talking about this guy called Nasty Nork, who's kind of in this other world, and then when they say Nasty Nork is a bit of an asshole and they don't like him, so the evil Nasty Nork casts the spell on all the dragons, turning them into statues, except our hero, Spyro the Dragon, a spunky but really small hero who has a big heart of gold.
That's right, and don't you forget it.
That's right, buddy. So Spyro has to traverse through several worlds in order to rescue his dragon friends and in order to face the evil Nasty Nork. So Spyro has two methods of attack. He can dash enemies with his horns, or he can breathe fire on them. And armored enemies can't be defeated by fire, but you can actually defeat them by ramming into them. But most enemies can easily be defeated with Spyro's fire, and Spyro has a little insect pal named Sparks, who actually acts as your life meter. And depending on the color Sparks is, indicates how many hits you got left, so make sure Sparks doesn't get into the red. But you can restore Sparks' energy by defeating, like, smaller enemies who don't attack you, and then eating those butterflies that come out of the enemies. Butterflies sound pretty good. Do they, Spyro?
Sparks says they taste like chicken.
So if you love search and adventure games like Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, you're gonna love Spyro, because in Spyro you're out there looking for gems, and then you have to look for your dragon friends, and also there are these little thieves that have dragon eggs who are really annoying, and sometimes they're a bit hard to catch. Right, Spyro?
There was one time that motherfucker took my smartphone and I had to chase him for 20 minutes. I totally burned his ass.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Sadly, since Spyro has tiny wings, he can't really fly, but he can glide to other places. I'm sorry, Spyro, dude.
Oh, don't worry, man. I'm still a rockin' chick magnet, though.
Yeah. And kind of being a newbie to this series, I kind of felt a lot of the jumps in Spyro that you had to glide to. I kept missing a lot of them. I don't know why. I think it was my lack of depth of perspective since I'm a newbie to the series, but there were a lot of gliding jumps I had a lot of trouble making for some reason. But over time I got a little better at it until I was able to finally beat him. And each of the hub worlds have a lot of different cool places you can go to, a lot of different tasks, but mostly you're going to be trying to get jewels and trying to get dragon eggs back and trying to rescue your friends. And while a lot of the levels are not like super duper big and you have a nifty map option to see where you are, some of the eggs and some of the dragons are a little hard to get, but with a little ingenuity you can figure it out. Or go on YouTube or look at a guide. But it's more fun trying to figure them out. And there are supposed boss battles in the game, but the game doesn't make it exactly clear that these are bosses. You know, they're just like normal enemies. And these boss fights, quote unquote, even the last one, you know, the bosses don't have life meters, so you kind of have to either chase them or run them off or attack them with fire. So once you rescue all the dragons from all the worlds, you finally go to the last world where you have to fight the evil, nasty Nork. And this is kind of more of a game of tag, really, because the first phase you have to chase a whole bunch of, you know, little thieves that have the dragon eggs. Oh, I can't stand those little blue thieves. And then you gotta chase after Nasty Nork, and then when you finally beat him, he kinda dies really easily. You free all your friends, and then Spyro gets to go on vacation. Although if you do get all the gems and all the dragon eggs and all the dragons, you do get to see the true ending where it kinda goes a bit full circle.
And here we go again.
So the first Spyro game, despite all its flaws and despite my newbiness to this series, it is a very solid action game, which definitely encourages a lot of exploration, so you do have a lot of replay value with this game, and it's a very solid beginning to an excellent series. And now, on to the second game, Spyro Ripto's Rage.
Oh boy, that Ripto.
So Spyro Ripto's Rage begins right after the end of the original Spyro, with Spyro ready to go on vacation to the Dragon Shores. How'd that go, by the way?
Well, it was kinda like my vacation here at your place, dude. Ah, this is the life. Yo Ryan, got any steak? I could totally cook on the barbecue. You're gonna love this, my friend, oh yeah.
So Spyro's ready to go on vacation, but he gets warped to the world of Avalar, where he encounters Allura the Fawn, Hunter the Cheetah, and the Professor, and he has to try to get spheres this time in order to get back to the Dragon Shores and take his vacation, but the evil warlord Ripto invades. He's so happy he's in a world without dragons.
A world without dragons, huh? I wonder what that would be like. No, I don't want to think about it. All those uneaten hot dogs.
Yeah, Spyro, fuck that guy. So it's up to Spyro, Allura, and Hunter to stop him while the Professor tries to fix the portal in order to get Spyro back home and he could take his vacation. So I definitely felt that Spyro Ripto's Rage was a massive improvement over the original. I mean, the original was already a great game, but I think Spyro Ripto's Rage improved on it in almost every way. Because one thing, the level design is definitely a lot easier. There's not as many crazy gliding jumps you have to make, and you do actually get a little bit of a boost when you actually do a gliding jump so you can easily reach platforms. And also, there is a lot more to do in this game aside from collecting gems and spheres. You can actually play a lot of mini games. You can actually play hockey. Yes, you can play hockey in Spyro.
Want to join my team and hit the ice? You better puck up.
That's right, Spyro. Puck up. And there's this character appropriately named Moneybags. Yes, Moneybags, who in order to get further in the game, you have to kind of pay him a whole bunch of jewels. So the game definitely really recommends and requires you to get more jewels. Well, you're gonna get them anyways. And this con artist won't let you through certain areas unless you pay him. Well, don't worry, he gets his comeuppance in the next game. Trust me, right, Spyro?
Oh yeah, that con artist gets his money's worth.
Yeah. And also, this game finally does have actual boss battles, you know, bosses with actual life meters, and you actually fight them. And they're not super difficult. They can kind of stump you at first, but once you get their patterns down, they are pretty easy to beat. And Hunter the Cheetah acts as a bit of your sidekick and sometimes a bit of your rival. I kind of wish he was a little more of your sidekick, but sometimes it's a bit fun to, you know, outwit him once in a while. Who's got all the jewels now? Spyro's got all the jewels now, Hunter. I'm sorry.
Well, Hunter isn't exactly the brightest cheetah in the pack. Just wait till the next game.
And once you finally get enough spheres, you have the final battle with the evil Ripto, and he's actually a bit more difficult than the bosses of the game. But once you do get his pattern down, you finally beat him, and then Spyro finally goes on his vacation. But of course, if you get all the spheres and all the jewels, you will definitely see the secret ending. So overall, Spyro Ripto's Revenge was definitely a far better game than the original. I thought Ripto was definitely a way better villain than Nasty Norg, and he was actually kind of menacing in a way, even though he's this little small guy. But you know, he's an evil warlock and his evil minions. And yes, the level design is definitely a lot better, and there's a lot more to do in this game. It's so much fun. I definitely highly recommend it. And now to the final game, Spyro Year of the Dragon. So does the Spyro trilogy go out with a bang or a whimper? Well, Spyro, I'm gonna let them know.
Well, Ryan, I'm curious to know what you think, my friend.
Don't worry, it's all good. So the final game in the trilogy, Spyro Year of the Dragon, begins with Spyro and Hunter, taking it easy on the artisan world, but then after that, this evil lizard sorceress and her henchwoman Bianca, who actually is kind of cute. I think, don't you agree, Spyro?
I consider her my honey bunny.
Yeah, I know Cheetah's got the hots for her. And they try to steal all the dragon eggs, so it's up to Spyro to bring back all the dragon eggs back to the kingdom. So Spyro Year of the Dragon is definitely a much bigger game than the previous two, because not only do you control our hero, Spyro, you actually get to control more characters. So you get to control Sheila the Kangaroo, Sergeant Bird the Penguin, Bentley the Yeti, and Agent 9 the Monkey. And I do have to admit, my favorite character in the bunch is Sergeant Bird. Yes, sir! Sergeant Bird, taking care of the unfriendly skies.
Sir, yes sir. Reporting for duty, Sergeant Bird.
But I do admit, on Spyro's side of things, there isn't as much for him to do in comparison to the previous game, but having the 4 other playable characters definitely makes it a lot more fun and adds a lot of variety. And it's so cute when you rescue all the dragon eggs, and is it me, or do I find it kind of strange yet fascinating that dragons can be born with glasses? Well, definitely saves up on, prescription checks. And also aiding the evil sorceress and the evil Bianca. Well, is Bianca really that evil? Well, you'll find out soon. Are the evil Rhinoc army that Spyro and his friends gotta take down. And yes, in the third game, our good old pal Moneybags comes back. But this time, like I said before, he finally gets his comeuppance. Several times. Take that, you fucking con artist. Right, Spyro?
Scumbag Seller of the Week.
Yeah. And of course, just like the previous game, there are proper boss battles which aren't super difficult, but at first they might stump you, but you'll definitely get the patterns down. So once you get enough dragon eggs and progress through the story, you find out that the evil sorceress wanted to get rid of the dragons, not knowing that they were the source of power in her kingdom, and she wants the dragon eggs to achieve immortality, so we have to stop that bitch. Or else she's gonna, rule things forever. That's not good.
I, for one, do not welcome my giant lizard overlord.
And because of that, Bianca turns on the sorceress, joins our team, and then Spyro defeats the evil sorceress. Or does he? Well, once you get all the jewels and get more dragon eggs, you unlock the true final battle with the sorceress and get the best ending. So Spyro saves the day once again. Hunter and Bianca are totally making out. Oh, okay. Wow. So, Spyro, do you ever wonder what their children are gonna look like?
If you crossbreed a cheetah and a rabbit, is it a chabbit? I don't want to think about it, dude.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that either. Thus ending the original final game and the last game in the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. So what did I think of it as a whole, Spyro? Well, I am kicking myself in the ass for totally missing out on this series over 20 years ago, because this is a very fantastic and very fun series to play. There is a lot of exploration, a lot of great, lovable characters. They got a lot of spunk. You got a lot of spunk, my friend. And also very fun, very simple gameplay. I mean, I admit, the first game was probably the hardest for me since, I was a newbie to it and there was a lot of those crazy jumps. But the rest of the games definitely have a very more balanced challenge. It's a lot easier to get a lot of the jewels and a lot of the items you need to get. And all 3 of the games do have a lot of rewards for getting everything. So it's definitely encouraged to play through this game multiple times in order to get everything. So if you're new to the Spyro series, just like I was, I highly recommend picking up Spyro Reignited Trilogy, and it's available for the PS4 and the Xbox One. So that wraps up this episode of Awesome Video Game Memories about Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Alright Spyro, let's head over to the fireplace and cook some marshmallows. I could probably use your flame too.
Alright, follow me, bro. I got the true Breath of the Wild.
Alright, thanks buddy. Watch Awesome Video Game Memories on Amazon Prime for exclusive episodes and extra content. Link down below in the description. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, especially subscribe, and make sure to click on that notification bell so you know when we release new videos, cause YouTube won't tell you. And if you want to see me stream games, you can follow me on twitch.tv/BattleGeekPlus or mixer.com/BattleGeekPlus. And if you have a Twitch Prime subscription, you can subscribe to BattleGeek Plus on Twitch for awesome perks like emotes and subscriber badges. Also, make sure to support BattleGeek Plus at Patreon at patreon.com/Ryan Molina because every dollar helps me bring you a better show. And make sure to follow me on Twitter at @RyanMolina and at BattleGeek Plus. And make sure to check out the BattleGeek Plus website for BattleGeek Plus merchandise, books, and a lot more.